you with the big blocks, 4 wide. The ground-pounding, earth-shaking, window-rattling beasts of the Northeast. It's the Big Block Butterfly Super Dirt Car Series.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GeForce TV.
Her first point. Yeah, Lucy Olson, talented sophomore. Olsen, she has her first point. Yeah, Lucy Olsen, talented sophomore.
All right, folks, we're here for the hometown heroes here tonight. So welcome everybody to the Coast to Coast Racing League here. I'm Joe White up here, OSR Network. Check us out as we're live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network here on YouTube, OSR Network, and DirtFan.com on Facebook as the hometown heroes presented by Flatline Racing here. So it's going to be a very good night. We've had some good ones. Got our Tim Chapman pre-race show here, and Tim Chapman Racing, they bring all the C2C Xfinity Series on Thursday night, so definitely check those guys out. Well, again, looking for a good league, check us out on C2CRL.com. A little bit of practice going on right now. These guys, man, are warming it up. The 305s out here, and Corey, we've seen some pretty darn good racing here for these 305s and all these wing sprints. I think it's getting better as the weeks go on.
Yeah, most definitely. Every driver is getting used to running around each other, getting used to this track, figuring out how it develops every week, and it's producing better and better races every week.
Oh, absolutely. Well, we started out with the 305s. We go to the 360, then we head off into the 410 wing sprints. And that way, it's going to be a good night. We also got car tours here tonight, and I think we're at
Oxford.
Right? Little asphalt racing there. It'll be later on tonight. Going to get through all these dirt racing first, and so we get faster as the night goes on. We kick it off with the 305s, which are really actually the least powerful of the group. But here we go. Let's grid them up here. Flatline Racing Bodies. Got quality racing bodies produced by former NASCAR regional short track champion Dan Chapman. He's in the Clarence, Iowa area. Definitely check that out if you're in that area. Well, let's grid them up real quick because you've got Brandon Dittmer, the man out front. Jeff Flaro there in second. Joshua Grandy starting third. Bill Calder up starting fourth. Joe Moose, he's up in the fifth. Roger Craig starting sixth. Trent Verstraeten starting seventh. And Dean Reynolds there in the 8th place spot. Good looking field here to start heat race number 1.
Absolutely good field here. Good car count in the 305 division. Top 4 from each heat race will directly transfer on. There it is. 23 total signed up, so shouldn't be a B main. I do believe they start 24 in a feature, but still good full field.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Well, we got some fast guys. We've seen some pretty good racing with the 305s, but the number one thing we've seen with 305s is you just don't have that power to manipulate yourself for a lot of slide jobs. Not saying you can't do one, but it's more momentum with these cars than it is like throttle control, where we're going to see maybe with a 360s and definitely with a 410. But green flag, we're racing. You see Dittmer and company out there with Flaro and Grandy.
Yeah, remember this all started with a random draw on where you started. Here comes Flair now underneath of Dittmer. Out of turn number 4. He'll take over the lead over Dittmer. Grandy right behind him. So top 3 a little bit separated themselves from Joe Moose.
It does. You got Grandy there, but the battle up front here, Dittmer's trying to look on that inside as we're here tonight with Kokomo, right?
Knoxville,
my bad. I don't know why I want to keep saying Kokomo for some reason, but yeah, Knoxville. It's the home of the sprint wing sprint cars.
Absolutely, it is.
Hall of Fame, anyway. Look at the machines out here, too, man.
Yeah, good paint schemes all around out here.
One thing we see, too, here about these 305s is they stay pretty closed up together. Everybody's kind of, obviously the same power. You just really can't. We kind of look at it as dirt asphalt, so to speak. I mean, you really don't slide. You slide a little, but not a lot here. And that's where you'll see later on when you got all that power in the world to deal with. Right now, battle for second, Grandy Flaro.
Grandy and Flaro, 2 guys that are strong in these sprint cars. Winged beast, white flag in the air for this heat race. Oh my, Flaro up on the berm there a little bit.
Yeah, called it. There's an inside berm, there's an outside cushion. Got all kinds of cushions around this place. Everybody's kind of driving it. It's going to end it up here. Dittmer, Grandy, Flaro be the top 3, and you got Verstraeten going to end up in 4th here for heat race number 1. We'll pull us into heat race number 2. Langdon Mechanical. Let's talk about Langdon Mechanical here for a second. They are second to none. Heating and air conditioning company in the Hamilton area. Their number one promise to their customers is their own professionally trained Langdon specialists. They'll be there every step of the way. So if you're in the Hamilton area, got that 100% guarantee from them. As we're going to grid them up here. Andy Patton, the man out front. Neil Rouser, I hope I said that right, starting in second. Nick Shell there in third. Got Donovan Ross going to start in 4th. Cody Graham in 5th. Gary Taylor up in 6th. Pat Boyce there in 7th. And Keith Abbott starting in the 8th place spot. Another good-looking field.
Yes, it is 8 cars, top 4 directly on. Shouldn't be any losers going home, so everybody probably knows the situation that nobody's going to go home in the 305.
You call him a loser, man.
Oh, I know, that was mean. Oh, everybody knows what I meant.
Hey.
Losers in there.
Yeah. Appreciate everybody tuning in, man. It's going to be a good one here. The Hometown Heroes were week number 6 here, too. So we'll start talking about the points here. But halfway home in the series as green flag flies. And, ooh, man, little contact. We talked about that last night when we had the Topside Tuesday with those Pro Late models. You could beat Maine, man, door slam with them. These cars, though, they're open wheel. You get up there, you can get away with a little bit of scratching on the tires. But I wouldn't get up there and try doing it side-by-side banging.
Absolutely not. Definitely more dangerous, more risk versus reward to get up and scrape around with tires and sidewalls. But the battle is on here for the transfer spots. You got three of them are there. Cody Graham, one looking out, trying to get in. That's Donovan Ross holding on to the final transfer spot right now.
Wow, yeah, and you got Cody Graham, man. He's got the front row seat to watching that battle in front of him as he's outside looking in. Meanwhile, it's Patton, Strouser out front. Ross, though, and Shell, them two guys are going at it.
Shell trying to hold on to that final transfer spot in heat number 2. Here comes Graham now on his inside out of turn number 4. It's going to be a drag race. We're going to see 2 to go this time by.
Ooh, looked like Strausman was going to try to send it in there on the low side. Miller man time. A Patton up front closed the door on him. You see Ross still holding on. Graham's got that final spot, though. Boy, it's a cluster back there around 3rd, 4th, and 5th place.
White flag in the air one more time around this half mile for Andy Patton out front. Strouser, Ross going at it for 2nd. Graham holding on. Shell for 4th.
Yeah. Ooh, good one there. Patton's got it all under control. And he's going to put it in victory lane. Patton, Ross, and Graham top 4 here. That's a good heat race on that heat race number 2. Swinging on over here to heat race number 3. Venom Racing. That's right. They're the Coast2Coast Racing League's 358 modified division. They sponsor it all here. Let's grid them up real quick. So we got Jacob Moose, the man starting out front, and GJ Boydell there in 2nd. Patrick Spangler, he's up into 3rd. Stephen Bixler 4th. John Krupa there in 5th. John Rayner is in 6th. And Brian Moore is the man up in 7th.
So Spangler, one of the hard hitters here in the sprint cars, starting off 3rd in heat race number 3. We'll see where he can round out after this 6-lap race.
Oh, yeah. An outstanding run by these guys here tonight, too. Some likes and shares out there in the leagues. Definitely appreciate it. They're getting set. So green flag racing. DJ Boydell and old Moose out front in this one. The Hometown Heroes. And if you're new to the Hometown Heroes here for the Coast2Coast Racing League, you can check out all the info you need out there at c2crl.com. But it's basically the same track every week. They run the 305, 360, 410 wing sprints, and then we have one asphalt race with the car tours. I call them late models, but it's mostly for the dirts. It's one track they pick throughout the season. This one, we're at Knoxville, and they've had Lernerville. They've had different ones. So green flag, 305, Spangler and Moose out front battling it out.
Yes, Spangler started 3rd here in heat race 3. He's now up to the lead, and he's got a little gap back to Moose, who has a gap back to GJ Boydell, but the battle is on here for the transfer spot. Jonathan Krupa trying to hold off Stephen Bixler. Bixler on the inside of Krupa trying to get that spot.
Got Brian Moore back there looking on, hoping maybe those two guys make a slip up. He can go right by both of them. Krupa hanging to 4th place. Bixler's wanting it. One's down low, one's kind of up high on the cushion. Can utilize both lanes here with this 305. We'll see if maybe what happens as the 364 10s come into play later on.
That track is ever changing here on Knoxville. Oh, a little sideways there for Krupa. Had to gather it up. He hangs on, but it is a whale of a battle right now for that transfer spot. Krupa just barely edging out here.
Yeah, it does. GJ Boydell now into the mix. As you got Bixler, Krupa, so it went from a 2-car battle to 3-car battle. Here comes Bixler to the outside. Or excuse me, Bixler down low. Boydell back here in the back. That's Krupa with it. Brian Moore Sr.'s there with him, so wow.
Last time here for Spangler, going to see the checkered flag. And Jacob Moose, GJ Boydell, and Bixler will hang on. And officially scoring in 5th, that'll be Krupa.
Wow. Well, we're going to be to warm up, folks. We'll be right back here in a few. Don't go anywhere.
That's her first point. Yeah, Lucy Olson, talented sophomore.
All right, here we go, folks. We're getting set for a feature time here tonight. 305 wing sprints here, and flip over here in just a few seconds, and warm up comes to a close. Guys, got to break it in the track. A little heat races out here right now. Fired up 23 of these machines. Look at the grid real quick here. Brandon Dittmer out front in this one. Andy Patton starting there with him all the way through it. Got a lot of good drivers here, 23 of them. Not bad.
Yeah, good full field here for the 305 division. Like you said, a lot of heavy hitters. You got Flair, he's going to have to start in 7th. And the Mooses, they are towards the back, or at least Joe Moose is. And Jacob Moose has the better starting position out here. He's going to roll off in 6th. Shell, who's always strong in a sprint car, he's back there in 14th. Brian Moore Sr., who we've seen, he has a Hard Charger award on the season so far. He's starting way deep back there in 18th. And I mean, Craig, your man out there, he's back there.
747 man.
Is that his age or his number?
I tell you what, he's doing pretty good, man, if he's at that age. Now, I hear him.
Oh, we love you, Roger.
Man.
He knows we make fun of him all the time, but we love you, Roger. We appreciate you putting on this league for us to come and broadcast. So we will do an extra pace lap compared to the heat races. That allows everybody to get in line, make sure belts are tight and the wheel is snapped on all the way.
All right, here we go. Dittmer Company up front. 305 wing sprint action here, Hometown Heroes. A good series so far. I like these Hometown Heroes. It's fun night. Now next week we got something special. Check out C2CRL.com. A special event next week. Won't be Hometown Heroes, so stay tuned. Green flag. Boy, they're already side by side up front and stacked up throughout the field.
Yeah, almost had contact there between Dittmer and Patton, but all good. No harm, no foul. Battle is on here for third. Patton's going to drop back. He's going to be door-to-door with Grandy, and already we have a Salty Dog caution on the track, and it's one of our Salty Dog Racing Team drivers.
Yeah, Pat Boyce. Let's go back on the Malcolm Mills replay, see what happened to him. He's back here. Slide job gone wrong, and we talk about it all the time. Get up on those tires. Guess what? Boom shakalaka. Gotcha. Don't be shy. Let us know who your favorite drivers are out there. Who you rooting for? Who you pulling for? Who you want to win? You don't want to win? Let us know.
We want Joe to win.
Not out there.
I know. Well, I mean, you could still win something. I'm sure there's something out there for you to win.
When the talking.
That's a tall order to ask about.
Who can talk a lot? All right. Here we... Oh, no. Probably could use the win that one, but I don't know.
Speaking of Joe's, I mean, you got Joe Grandy, Joseph Grandy. They're in fourth. He's got a colorful little paint scheme. It's got a little bit of chrome snuck in there, I think. Maybe it's just the lighting. I thought the blue looked a little chrome from where I was sitting.
True. Back him back up, though. Get it going again.
Well, maybe it is chrome. I can't tell.
Really? Oh. What to see?
Here we go, Dittmer. Dittmer and Patton back on the loud pedal. They'll get a little bit of a gap over Spangler and Grandy down in turn number 1 and 2. Now Dittmer will pull away. It's going to allow Spangler on the inside of Patton here. Grandy, Jacob Moose holding into your top 5.
Look at that, side by side, all the way back in that back start of the field. A little spread out up front here, but man, you got 3 wide here, round about 10th place. Spot in contact. Over, straight and upside down. Wings are flying, cars are flipping. We're on the Salty Dog. On a Malcolm Mills replay, even though we was watching it live, we'll watch it again. And basically, that was a entanglement of tires right there is what that was. And then they hit the inside fence, and then, man, you got floppy wheels, floppy wings, floppy cars. Oof. Done.
Everybody does get one magical fix here in the 305s, so
Got the backup car.
get that. Basically, what it is the backup car.
Yeah.
An
Telling the boys in the
instantaneous
pit.
switch.
Telling the boys in the pits, hurry up, pull that thing off there. We got to get it going.
Yeah, get the side by side and get the backup car. I'm gonna need a push start here, boys.
Yeah.
Luckily for iRacing, we don't need to watch push trucks.
Now, that would be kind of cool, man. See a little truck going around pushing it.
You know, people have tried to do something like that where you didn't have iRacing start your sprint car and somebody would get in the NASCAR truck, go behind you in the sprint car and push you off.
All right.
It don't work as good as it probably should, but
Yeah, true.
yeah, I think it would be a pretty cool addition to iRacing. Yeah,
Make the
you know what?
cautions longer. Make the cautions.
You know what? I want to be a push truck driver on iRacing if that ever occurs. I will get out of the
you gotta
race.
be able to drive first.
You got to be able to drive.
Brother Rick rooting for Brian on. All right, there you go, Rick Moore. Are you rooting for old Brian Moore Sr.? He's a little caught up in traffic back here right now, 14th. And we talk about hard chargers. You got Keith Abbott up 6 spots at the moment. He would actually be our hard. Well, there's John Rayner. John Rayner's one behind him. I'll just see his green flag flies back again. Guys back up front are at it.
Is Spangler with the advantage here. He's going to now pull into second. Grandy holding on to third there. Donovan Ross in the battle with Andy Patton. That's for fourth.
A little bit of side by side as you look here around about 7th place spots. You got Graham, Ross, Strauss right there. Those guys, man, are digging back into the Cush bar. Everybody's on that bottom. Well, most everybody's on the bottom right now. Got a couple of them, and got a truck or car around in the back. Rupa able to get it going. Problem is, it looks like he's got some wheel damage.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like that right front tire is kinked in there. See if he's got to take that thing to the pit.
Pits, yeah. That thing, it ain't going to turn worth of nothing. All right, meanwhile, though, man, back here around 16th place spot where Brian Moore is, you've got Abbott, Taylor, and company. They're back here grooving.
Got Ross and Graham, they're going at it. That's for a top 5.
Old Dittmer right now is the man out front. He's got it clean and green. Spangler's trying to run him down. Grandy, so the top 3, 4 actually all kind of single file moving away from the field. You go back here to Graham, who's got Ross right there. Not quite harassing him yet, but Flaro is, though.
Flaro's sending in there in turn number 2. Tried to take away the position there.
Right along here with old Patton on the top side. See what he sees. He sees that battle in front of him between Ross and Flaro.
Yeah, and I don't know if you realize, but you cannot see out that right side. You got that wing blocking you. I mean, it's worse than a window in a NASCAR or whatever being on your right side. And I mean, I understand you got a full containment seat on other cars, but that wing, that just blocks all sorts of vision.
Sure, it does. I did a lot of sound right there. You see Ross and Patton now is going to go 2-2 side by side. Now everybody's kind of migrating up on the top side cushion. You know, we talk about a lot of times, man, turn right to go left here. On the 305s, you don't do a lot of turning right here. You actually stay kind of straight in the turn. I mean, you do a little bit, but it's not like what we'll see with the 360 and the 410.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to keep that car turning to the left as much as possible. Donovan Ross a little out of control there. Had to check up, not hit the wall. He'll drop back a couple spots. He'll lose to Dean Reynolds, Neil Strausser. Now he's going to go for the attack on Strausser again.
That's the bad thing about these cars. You get a little bit of contact right there and lose momentum. Yeah, you lose it all. You'll fall back several spots.
Strausser, Ross going at it. That's a battle for 9th. It's allowing Steven Bixler here to roll in, try to contend for a top 10 for him.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, your leader up front here, Dittmer, he's got some clean racetrack, but he's got Spangler, man, closing in along with Grandy. So those top 3 kind of trying to make it a close quarter battle, but time is running out. 5 to go here.
You see the multiple different lines of these drivers up at the front are taking. You see Dittmer, he'll go down low in 1 and 2. Spangler does the cutoff line in front of Grandy. Grandy's electing to stay up by the cushion. Now they all 3 go down low, down in turn number 3 and 4. Dittmer slides up the track, but Spangler keeps it down low. It's they're all over. They're
trying to see if they can come up with a different way around this place to make up some momentum. not much you can do, but here you go. You got Grandy. He's trying to get on the backside. 3 to go here.
And I think Dittmer has figured out he is the quicker of the 3 out at the front. 1777 comparatively to 1799 for Spangler.
Absolutely. We've got Moose back here in the 4th place spot. Let's look at our hard charger. That would be old Dean Reynolds. He's up 8 spots. Roger Craig's up 7, though. He gets 1 more. He can tie. He actually need 2 more to get past Dean. Dean right now, man, showing that he's a hard charger, hanging on to that 8th place.
White flag, checkered flag in the air here for Brandon Dittmer. He'll hold on for the 305 win. Spangler will bring her home 2nd. Grandy 3rd. Jacob Moose. And then Cody Graham.
Good run for these guys, man, and a good solid finish here for the 305s here tonight. Here are our hometown heroes here, Flatline Racing Body. Wait till some of these guys get around, get a word with them, and we'll shoot it on over to some 360 action. Not bad, not bad.
Not bad at all.
While we're waiting here, definitely go over and check out C2CRL.com. All the info, all the happenings here, Coast to Coast Racing League. We've got some special events, but let's bring up some of these guys here. Let's bring up Grandy. Let's get a word with him.
Hey, Joseph, you got a copy on me?
Nope. How you doing?
Doing all right. Hope you're doing all right after bringing her home 3rd in the 305 division. Just talk us through that race.
Yeah, it was just it was both my teammates in front of me there, so just following the train there, making sure we all get it through okay.
Absolutely. You mentioned it was a little bit of a more single file action here tonight. Was that just because of the track condition, or?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, towards the end, I think there was a couple different lanes you could choose, but I wasn't really pushing the issue too much.
Yeah, absolutely. Either way, you did pretty outstanding job here in 305s. You got anybody like to thank?
Yeah, congratulations to Brandon for 1st, Patrick for 2nd. I'd like to thank Catalytic Recovery, Trainer Wheels Racing, West End Towing and Repair. I'd like to thank you guys for doing the broadcast, Coast2Coast, all their sponsors, and all the guys behind the scene.
Yeah, folks, your 3rd place man, that's Joseph Grandy.
Yeah, let's bring up our 2nd place guy here, Patrick Spangler.
Hey there, Patrick. You got a copy on me?
Yep, gotcha.
Well, you're going to bring home 2nd here in the 305 division, cap off tonight. Just talk us through that.
Yeah, just it's going to be a real tacky track. I don't know if a rainstorm came in, but 1 lane at the beginning, and then it's starting to widen up, but us top 3 guys were just too fast and couldn't get any other lanes to work. I was trying other lanes that didn't work running, but just couldn't get anything to get around them or catch them. But yeah, good race, 0x, podium.
Absolutely, definitely a good race for you. You got anybody like to thank tonight?
Yeah, just you guys for some broadcasts multiple nights a week here. Roger for running the league. Trainer Wheels Racing, locking out the podium there. Got 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and Dad and Uncle back home watching.
Yeah, folks, your 2nd place man, that's Patrick Spangler.
Brandon man here, though, dominating all night here, Dittmer. Brandon, Joe in the booth, got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, man, you was able to get out front, hang out front. What's the recipe to stay out there with these 305?
I mean, these things are pretty hard to spin around, but they will do it. You just gotta keep a nice steady wheel and hope you can keep it off the wall and off the inside berm is a big part.
Was you worried about any time when some of them cautions came out, Spangler being there near you?
Yeah, Spangler's always really good. You always got to watch out for him, but luckily I was able to keep it steady enough, keep enough momentum to keep it out in front of him.
I'll tell you what, pulled it off here tonight for the Extreme E-Speed TV, man. Victory Lane, you got anybody you want to thank?
You guys for the broadcast. Roger Craig for Coast2Coast. Training Wheels Racing. We finally took over a podium tonight, so that's awesome. I think it was Velocity Race Designs that did this wrap. They did an amazing job. I think that's all I got.
Well, there you go. 305 winner tonight there, Brandon Dittmer. Well, folks, don't go anywhere because we're heading it on over here to the 360s. We'll be right back here in just a few.
Before they go fast and start to power slide, we salute you with the big blocks 4 wide, the crowd pounding, earth shaking, window rattling beast of the Northeast. It's the big block modified Super Dirt Car Series.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GeForce TV.
All right, here we go. Now we got the 360s here. Our hometown heroes here tonight. And it's going to be a good one here. Wednesday night racing. Coast2Coast Racing League. Had some good action in the 305s. Those guys, man, brought it out good. So a little practice going on right now. And they'll advance this thing over here shortly. But, Corey, man, with the 305s, that was exciting.
Yes, it was. The 305s put on a good show here in Knoxville, hoping the 360 division can put on just as good of a show, if not maybe top it off.
That's it. Looking for all info, whatnot, go check out C2CRL.com. All the latest info here and checking out week 6 pit notes here. No penalties this week. All right. Nobody's in the madhouse.
No penalties for the 360 division at least, so good job by all the drivers, all staying out of trouble.
Absolutely.
I do believe we might be waiting on someone to enter into the server. Might have been Jack Clevenger, see if he can get in.
Waiting for one more driver here.
There we go.
Awesome. And here, get it going, get some 360 action happening tonight. Check out, like I say, C2CRL.com. Hit those likes and shares here. We're live on the Coast2Coast Racing Network. We got heat race number 1, Flatline Racing Bodies. Let's grid them up, though. As we got Pat Boy's going to be the person starting out front. Joe Moose there starting in second. Patrick Spangler starting third. Dustin Sarge, he's going to be in fourth place. Jack Clevenger starting fifth. Greg Parmalee starting in sixth. And Jesse Bandy starting in seventh.
So good turnout here. Yeah, real good turnout here for the 360 division. I do believe Jesse Bandy did not make the call, so that'll make us 6 cars in Heat 1. We should see 7 in 2 others and 6 in another, so still a good field overall.
Absolutely.
I'll put us at 26 entries for your 360 division. That means we will see a B main.
Nice.
Got the sun
To go
setting
home,
in the
man.
background. Yeah, maybe you will.
Already home.
Oh. Well, I think everybody's home.
I don't know. It might be over friends' house.
You never know exactly.
Never know. Pace trucks in. We're going green flag. Boys Moose Company up front. These are the 360s. You got a little bit more power to spin these babies. They're going 3 wide already. Boy, look at Spangler and Sarge.
Wow, Pat Boyce and Joe Moose almost made contact. In the worst case for Joe Moose, he'll drop back to 6. Now he's got to try to fight back, pick up as many spots, or maybe get back up to the transfer spot. But right now, he is not able to do so. He sees the battle in front of him. That's Greg Parmalee, Jack Clevenger. They get a little contact. That is the battle for the transfer spot. 2 wide right there for 5th.
Yeah, you saw it in up front. We got a battle contact. Are you kidding? Boys, Sarge, and all, man, they just go around. They destroyed them. Bandy's involved in that one. Parmalee, I mean, we got cars everywhere. That puts Boyce with no wings sitting in the final transfer spot. He turned that thing into a UMP modified or non-wing sprint. Wow.
So 2 of them survive the carnage. Spangler out front. You got Clevenger second. Sargent able to get away from the carnage there. He'll hold on for 3rd right now. Pat Boyce there with no wing. He's going to go lap down, but luckily for him, the other 2, Greg Parmalee and Joseph Moose, they had to take it pit side. Midnight is a little bit harder.
No.
Not quite done.
Ow, so huge contact here in Heat Race 1. But it's going to be Spangler, Clevenger, Sarge. Boys, top 4 here in the 360s. That'll spin us on over here to Langdon Mechanicals Heat Race number 2. The grid here in just a second. And there we go. Grid them up. We got Gary Offit going to start out front in this one. G.J. Boydell going to be the man starting in second. Cody Graham there in third. Joseph Grandy starting fourth. Roger Craig in fifth. Chad Cote there in sixth. And Jeff Flero starting in the 7th place spot. Well, let's see if we're going to hot and heavy in that first heat.
Yes, there was. There was a lot of contact there. Involved 4 of the 6. See if we can't finish this heat race with all 7 of them that are taking on the grid. Right now, G.J. Boydell is not elected to gridded, so he's got a couple of seconds left here to make that decision.
Yeah.
He would be rolling off second if he hits the grid button. If not, that will move Joseph Grandy, who just picked up a 3rd in the 305s. Yep, Grandy will roll up. He'll now be starting in second on the outside of Gary Offit, who got lucky on the random draw here, and he's gonna have an easier time than everybody else.
Oh, yeah. Oh. That's what I like about that random draw that they do here. Instead of doing the qualifying like normal, it kind of, I don't want to, well, I guess lack of a better word, kind of evens out the field. I mean, you've got guys that you always know are just going to be up front. And then guys, man, are out here really just having fun. But now, those guys who are up front really have to work for it. Let's see here. Heat race 2. Pace trucks in. Green flag.
And you see Grandy a little bit better of a start than Gary Offit. Allows him to pull out ahead pretty significantly. That's Chad Cody there trying to follow suit. Just big old gaggle of cars right there for the battle on third. Cody Graham up top. Offit down low. They got Valero, Craig right behind him.
Yeah, you got about 2 wide, 3 wide. Offit, Flero, those two guys are going at it. Again, you got a lot more power here. Roger Craig, he's got a front row seat to it. He's looking on here. We're riding to him. He's got that salty dog on his wing. But Offit's right there in front of him, trying to get around Flero for that final transfer spot. Is Flero now? He's up here harassing Graham.
Flero trying to move up one more spot. That's 4 spots more in the feature that you'll move up if you can gain another spot in the heat race. Valero, a little bit of wall contact there. That's going to allow Graham to send it down in turn number 3. We got ourselves a race for a top 3 and a battle for a race for 5th. That's Craig and Offit.
Woo, Craig, man, had to get up there because Offit right now slid that thing with the GoPro on the inside. Trying to put a slide job on him. Can't quite make it complete as the spotter told him not clear. Almost had it cleared. Now he might get it. A little bit contact rubbing. Not bad.
That battle is still on for 3rd here. Flera trying to get those 4 extra spots. Graham, one last shot. Drag race. They're going to give it to Flera.
They are.
Barely.
Randy, though, going to be the man out front in this one. That was a good heat race.
Wow.
Flying high here. Heat race number 2. Finish off here in the heat race number 3. Venom Racing here tonight. Let's look at the grid. Dean Reynolds out front starting it. We got Brian Dickens starting in 2nd. Stephen Bixler there starting in 3rd. Jacob Moose up in 4th. Brian Moore Sr. starting 5th. Donovan Ross starting 6th. Randy Shreves there in the 7th place man. Been some hot and heavy action in the 360 there, Corey.
Yes, it has. The track condition looks perfect out there as well. I don't know if anybody's noticed, but it is a little bit later in the day for these 360s.
That's right.
The
Reynolds.
thing.
Yeah, and you know, I'm not sure how that affects so much on the dirt side. I know it really affects on the asphalt side because with the tire model and the track and all. I'm not sure. Maybe you could shed some light on how much different it is between day and night.
Well, I'm a firm believer in more nighttime races or like real early evening, late evening races like we see right here. I think it can hold the moisture in the track a little bit more. You don't have the sun beating down on it, drying it up as quick as you would a day race or a morning race.
Gotcha. We got Dickens Reynolds up front. Oh, a heck of a heat race there in heat race 2. And a wild carnage, man, in the heat race 1. Here we go. Pace truck's going to duck her on off. Oh, green flag. Heat race number 3 here tonight. Hometown Heroes.
Here we go. Dean Reynolds. Gonna try to get the jump on the field here. And Dickens just has to be cautious not to jump the leader. He gets good, though. They're going to be battling it out for the front spot. Dickens right there in the pink car. Reynolds in the purple car.
Yeah, look at this. This is a battle back here around about 4th, 5th, and 6th place spots. You got Moore, Bixler, and Ross. A little contact in the back here with Bixler. That sends him to the back. But they are still stacked up side by side. Battle up front, too.
Yeah, had a little bit of contact there between Bixler and Reynolds. Or Dickens and Reynolds, rather.
Yeah. Reynolds trying to run that thing up on the back end of his push bar, seeing if he can't get a lift around the track. He had to back out of it. That actually brought him up. Look at Brian Morsinger firing on the outside here. Boy, it looks like a Donovan Ross in the backside. Guys are racing hard.
As they are. Brian Morsinger trying to hold off for 5th, but Randy Shreves in that all-important final transfer spot right behind Jacob Moose, one of the Moose mans.
Yeah. Reeves still holding on to 3rd, but he's, like you said, he's got Jacob Moose right there on his inside. We'll see if he can put a slider on him. He can do it with his 360. Get the momentum just right. Can't quite make it. As you see, man, Shreves fires back on the outside. White flag.
Last time around, turn number 4, Dickens out front. He'll hold on for Dean Reynolds in 2nd. Drag race between the Moose. He'll get 3rd. Shreves take that all-important final transfer spot, and Senior, he's going to have to run a B main.
And we're going to have a heat race number 4. Moyer Farm Management out here from Clarence, Iowa. They are the proud sponsor of the C2C Renegades 55-plus division. Grid them up here. Jeffrey Kemper going to be out front. Brandon Dittmer starting in 2nd. We got Nick Shell there in 3rd. Andy Patton up in 4th. Gary Taylor in 5th. And John Krupa with a man starting 6th place spots. Here we go.
So 6 cars here in heat race number 4. Our 305 winner here in this heat race, he'll start 2nd.
Yeah.
Okay, it's paint, though I'm not quite.
What's that? Well, who is it?
Dittmer's paint.
Dittmer?
Okay.
Slideways.
Okay, I understand that half of the paint scheme at least, but the rest of it.
Talking about on the top part? I can't quite see that. I'll have to wait till you go sideways a little bit on it, and I'll look at it here in a second. It says Knoxville.
I know that.
Parts. Which one you trying to look at then?
The front of the wing, huh?
Yeah, well, we'll just let y'all look at that one, and we'll leave it at that.
Oh, boy.
Not quite. I don't know if that's an approved message. Roger might not like that one, so. Oh! Contact in the back, Shell's in the wall hard. And so is Gary Taylor.
Patton as well.
Wow. Yeah, Patton lost his wing. So that's going to put Kemper out front, Dittmer there in 2nd. Krupa holding on to 3rd. So can Patton hang on? And Patton's slow on the track. I think he's got more damage than just the wing.
Yeah.
He gone.
I think that might have blowed up the engine when he made contact with the wall, so that's allowing Shell here to be in your transfer spot. Unfortunate for Gary Taylor, he did get a lap down after some contact. Leaves Kemper out front. He's got Dittmer right behind, white flag in the air. Dittmer all the way up on that outside guardrail. He's going to try to send it in one last lap here down turn number 3. Dittmer, one shot again here. Oh my.
Overdrove it. Yep. Just overdrove that turn. Good effort. Got to give it to him. Kemper's going to hold on. Dittmer 2nd. Krupa and Shell top 4. Woo! Put us over in our B main here. Gambler Motorsports. B main. They're an esports racing team. They compete weekly across the iRacing platform. They do dirt, sports, asphalt. They also do a little bit of endurance racing. Check them out, Gambler Motorsports, on Facebook. We'll look at the grid here. As we got Greg Parmalee going to be the man out front. Roger Craig starting in 2nd. Old Brian Moore Sr. there in 3rd. Gary Taylor in 4th. Joe Moose there in 5th. Gary off at 6th. Donovan Ross 7th. Andy Patton in 8th. Jesse Bandy there in 9th. G.J. Boydell 10th. And Steven Bixler rounds out the 11th place spot. 2 drivers should go home in this one. Right?
Yeah, 3. Top 8.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I guess it is too, because Bandy isn't even in here.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, there was 26 showed up.
Yeah. 27 if Bandy would have entered into the server.
Yeah. All right. Give it one last shot here. 360s here been kind of exciting tonight.
Yes, they have. We've had close finishes for all variations of spots here. See what they can do. Top 8, move on. 2 of them will go home unhappy.
Yeah.
Green flag.
Old Craig Company up front. Farmer Lee, Taylor, Moore. Green flag and already contact. Moore's in trouble. Big trouble. Wow. Moore's in huge trouble to go home here.
Him and Bix are already behind the 8 ball. They're going to have to hope for some more contact out at the front between some of these drivers. But right now, your race leader, that's Roger Craig, the old man, followed in behind him. That's going to be Gary Taylor, Gary Offit. So you got the Garys.
Yeah, and Moore's going to need a song and a prayer here. Get it into the feature here tonight, unfortunately, for the 360s. Meanwhile, Craig's out front, got Taylor tearing down his back end. You got Offit right there with him, Patton and company. Wild start to this one here in a B main. Top 3, man, they are nose to the Cush bar.
You got to be careful being that close to somebody. If they make a mistake in front of you, you can easily get into the other Nerf bar and, you know, trouble could arise.
Yeah. Trouble around every corner, like we say. Patton back here hanging on to 4th. He's watching it. Offit right in front of him. Taylor, Craig. Those guys, man, are just right on top of you. Like you said, one little slip, and all these guys, you're going to have a huge pile up.
Look at that. 3 wide for 3rd. Patton through the middle. No, has to get out of it.
It was a cheese in that sandwich there and almost got slapped. Boydell came out of there, man, singing, though. He's back up to 4th.
Yeah, Boydell using the high side cushion around the wall here. Craig out front. He's going to see the white flag. Did GJ Boydell pick up any more spots from where he's sitting at in 4th? He's got one more shot at it. He's going to look for 2 of them, maybe down in 3, at least 1.
Got Ross going to try that high side out of 4. Is he going to be able to hold on? So a bit of drag race to the line. No, yeah, he does. Ross takes it from him at the line. But Craig hangs on, and unfortunately going home is going to be Bixler and Moore. Wow, tough night for them. Got caught up in that wreck earlier on. But got a little warm-up, folks. We'll be right back here in just a few.
She has her first point. Yeah, Lucy Olson, talented sophomore.
All right, feature time. Here we go. 360 wing sprints out here. Look at our Super Dirt Car Series lineup. Right now, we got Patrick Spangler out front in this one. 24 machines. Parmalee is going to be the man in the far back here, though. Corey, one thing we've seen is some wild action for the 360s and the B mains and the heats.
Absolutely good action all throughout here. And we got 20 good laps to figure out who could win in a 360 sprint car here.
Absolutely.
Got a couple
Fast
of
and
names.
fierce.
Got a couple of names towards the back that were running good in the 305s. You got your 305 winner, Dittmer, back there in 8th. Falero, who always runs good in a sprint car, he'll be rolling off back in 10th. So a couple of good ones. Even Randy Shreves, he usually runs pretty good in one of these sprint cars. He's way back there in 15th.
Absolutely. Here we go. Who's going to be our hard charger here? Flatline Racing Body hard charger. Who's going to put it in the Extreme E-Speed TV victory lane tonight? Flatline Racing Body's hometown heroes. To the 360. We still got the 410 wing sprints. Our car tours here too. Pace trucks dropping off. To be mindful. Want to get yourself in trouble here early.
Yeah, and we did not reset the track here in the 360s. They did not send the grader or the water truck back out to rework it.
He just spit on it.
Straight up, they did. So gonna be different lines here for the 360s. Probably see him go up to that wall and then maybe migrate back down low. Here we go. Patrick Spangler, Joseph Grandy gonna lead this field off to the green flag. Here we go.
Oh, a little checkup in the back too back here. I kind of bumped the field up just a little bit way back in the back. But meanwhile up front, you said it, Patrick Spangler gets that jump out there on Grandy. But here comes Dickens on the inside. Meanwhile, about mid-pack, around about 7th, 8th place spot as they're still stacked up 2 by 2. Look at them slide.
Absolutely 2 by 2 action throughout the field here. The first 2 by 2, that's Dickens on the high side, and the black car, Jack Clevenger in the white car. He's being pressured on by Kemper and Kodak.
A little contact in the back here. What happened to GJ Boydell? He is off track at least, but man, unfortunately, his one might be done. Contact again though. Man, we got a big one. We got a huge one. Salty dog, man, that was huge. Salty dog. Let's go into Malcolm Mills replay and see. Let's start off with Kemper first, because I just actually flipped to Kemper. Next thing I know, it happened in front of him. Kemper just ran right into it. Next thing you know, you got wings flipping, cars flying. Well, I tell you, actually, Dickens was involved with it. Woo! It actually happened up here with Dickens. Slide job. Oh, car came off the wall in front of Dickens. And then Dickens loses his wing. Good grief.
Randy getting up in the wall and bouncing down.
Watch it one more time. That was a weird bounce, too. Like the car shot right, and he just flips that thing all kind of sideways. Got one buried in the dirt. Wow. Talladega style wreck. That was terrible.
So a lot of them here having to use up their backup car down in the pit road. They told their crew, get the side-by-side in the backup car here ready. Push them off.
Oh, yeah.
So this will put Spangler out in the front. Clevenger moves up to second out of that deal. That'll be Chad Code third. He's got Highline Racing on the wing of that car.
Which one?
Code, the one in third right now.
Okay. Look at that paint job real quick. Yeah, nice paint job too. Little black, yellow, blue. Looking one. Like that Clevenger too, all white.
Here we go, Spangler. Spangler out front early on the restart here. Clevenger, Code going at it. Clevenger got the advantage out of turn number 2. Here comes Dittmer now on the outside of Code. Dittmer up in the wall a little bit. He's going to try to do the cut down slider line. Will he succeed?
Yeah, and Patrick Spangler up there too, man, got in a little bit of trouble, and that allowed Clevenger to get back up on that cush bar. But here comes Cote and company, so Clevenger up here harassing the leader, Spangler.
Spangler has to be easy on that cushion. That cushion around here at Knoxville is very treacherous. We've seen it jump out and bite a lot of your front runners in the past few weeks. But right now, Spangler has got it figured out. And we got a salty dog caution on the track. Who is it?
It didn't tell me. I found it here real quick.
Might have been Jacob Boost.
No. Back on the Malcolm Mills replay. See? Probably spinning around real quick. Guys don't register. Man. Little contact, but. And blinking car on the inside of him. They go 4 wide. He's down there. 3 wide. Ooh, little tire contact. That was a good 360.
Usually a race official would not throw a caution for a sprint car doing a 360. I've seen them keep it clean, but
iRacing noted.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen crazier things on iRacing. We've seen them have the track blocked and they don't throw the caution, but here we go. We got a car keeping it going and a 360 and we get a caution immediately. Not saying that iRacing.
Sometimes the flag man goes to sleep. That's what we're saying, folks. We hope you're enjoying the race here tonight. Those likes, shares. Let us know who your favorite driver is. Maybe who you pulling for, rooting for. Who you're not rooting for.
Let us know who your favorite driver is.
You want to win.
Who do you want to have win?
The guy that finishes first.
Okay.
Pace truck's in. We're going back green. Clevenger got enough to get back up on the Spangler. We'll see. Right now, though, Cote back here. Look at old Dittmer and Shreves back here going at it.
Shreves moving up through this field. He has gained 11 spots now as he edges out ahead of Dittmer. He's going to flip between 11 and 10 as it goes back and forth between Dittmer. And, caution is out. Salty dog back out.
Big one. Chael got up into the wall. A 3 wide back here in the back. Little tire contact and then checked up. Next thing you know, they all just come in like dominoes. Got one upside down bouncing, losing his wings. Woo! Big time crash.
I'm not sure if Donovan Ross has a quick fix left over, but if that car can drive straight, he's officially got the wingless. And I'm not even kidding.
Did. Got the non-wing sprint car.
And that will definitely hurt him against all the ones with a wing. Not a whole lot of downforce left over on that automobile. He'll pull it. Okay. Maybe he does have a quick fix. We'll see what he does here. We'll note if a wing pops back on. World's fastest wing replacement here, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right. Tire guys like that.
And no, not quite. So that just tells me that he does not have a quick fix left over. He'll try to get as much damage as he can get done as he... Hey, what? Yeah, it's broke. Luckily for him, you do not go a lap down under caution here, and okay, he quit out. Well, we are going single file here for this restart. Did not get a full green flag lap in. 9 laps into this thing. Do your 360 division. Spangler out front, Clevenger and Koday. And this is going to be big advantage for Spangler as he's able to get on the loud pedal. That's going to relay Clevenger back here in second. Oh, Clevenger up in the wall. That's going to open up the door for Koday to maybe think about it. He does. He goes down to the very bottom of the racetrack. Tries to get around Clevenger. Not quite enough momentum to build up yet. Now you got Dittmer, Shreves putting the pressure down on Koday. This is battle for third going on, rocking on here. Oh, my.
Yeah, they're back here battling out third, fourth, and fifth. Dittmer, Koday, Shreves, and company. Meanwhile, got him behind them, man, battling too, around about 12th. And let's look at our hard charger, because that actually right now would be old Joe Moose, up 12 spots. Well, now he backed it down to 11, but he's back there in 12th place, so he's our hard charger. But meanwhile, they're still going at it around about 4th place spot.
Yes, they are. They're going at it for 4th place. That's Shreves up top in the white car, Dittmer down in the black car, but the battle is maybe starting to pick up here for the lead. You got Clevenger sending in on Spangler. Spangler has to keep that car smooth around the cushion. Koday, he's lurking. If one of those two make a mistake, he'll move up a spot. Oh, Salty Dog caution is back out. Who is it? Uh-oh, we got one upside down.
Dittmer. Ow. Go back here on the Malcolm Mills replay, see what happened. He's up there on that cushion, got him. Oh, man. Well, it tore that car all to pieces. He's doing a huge flipperoonie, man, down the stretch. Wow.
So
that hurt.
Case.
That hurt.
No, that's the case of having such a treacherous cushion around this racetrack. You hit it just the hair bit too wrong, and it can send your car flipping, as we've seen with Dittmer. So we are into single file territory now. Under 10 to go in this race. Spangler been leading since the drop of the green flag at the initial start. He's not had it too easy though. Clevenger, he's been keeping him honest.
Yeah, no doubt. Spangler's been the man out front though, man, keeping this thing honest.
So the lights are off now on the pace truck. We'll have 14 laps in, 6 to go for your 360s. We'll get a word with your top 3, and then we'll swing on over to the 410s after that. So don't go away, folks. You do not want to miss a single bit of action here.
Hey, like you said, we're going about single file. Pace truck's going to duck in. That's going to get advantage out to old Spangler.
There we go, but look at Clevenger. Clevenger was able to get the momentum built up early on, not quite enough to pull the slider, but he might have a shot late here in the going. Look at Cody back here wall riding.
Yeah, you've got Shreves and old Sarge, too, battling out about 4th and 5th place spot. Meanwhile, Joe Moose, he's got that one spot, 12th place with a hard charger back in 11th. Shreves here in 4th, wants that one more spot to get him up to 3rd. Spangler out front, time's running out.
Clock is running out here. Shreves on the back end. Cody putting the pressure down. Oh, Clevenger, a little bit of wall action right there. It's going to close in. Shreves and Cody to him. And Spangler all smooth out front. He's liking the battle that's going on behind him. That's Clevenger trying to send it in on him. Spangler, Clevenger once again into the wall. Cody has to check up for him. That allows Shreves to get back up on the cushion.
Yeah, and you got the Spangler right there, man. Dodged a bullet by Clevenger getting up into the wall like he did. You see that topside cushion that's just getting wicked right here as these guys are banging off the front end. Laps winding down, 2 to go. They're going to get the white flag. Spangler has still been able to be smooth. Clevenger's only going to have a little bit of time to get it, but the Shreve got enough to hang on to 3rd.
Shreves right now, your hard charger, up 12 spots, trying to hang on. Maybe you look for a 13th spot here. Ever Clevenger not going to get the Clevenger, but Cody, one final attack on Shreves. Drag race, give it to Shreves for 3rd. He'll pick up your hard charger up 12 spots. And good race. Clevenger 2nd. Spangler with the win.
That was a good one right there, 360. Yep. Going over here to our... Bring us on over here to our 410s here soon, but we'll get a word in with some of these guys up here. Good run.
Absolutely.
Well, let's bring our race winner up here. Let's get a word with Miss Spangler.
Hey, Patrick, you got a copy on me?
Yep, gotcha.
Well, man, you set the pole here in the 360 division. Never looked back. You pick up the win here. You just talk us through that race. Talk us about the cushion and everything.
Yeah, I was hoping the cushion would be there at the beginning because that's where I feel most comfortable. But the slider line, I saw they were sticking it right next to me on the exit. So tried doing the slider line, but throwing a slider line into that turn to 6-foot mound up there is not fun. So I was glad to see it go top, and I was able to hang on to it and keep out of the wall.
Now, you know, we talk about it every week. Cautions ruin momentum for drivers. Was you maybe a little nervous on whenever you drop at the green flag if Jack would have gotten a better start and been able to slide you?
Yeah, I think it was that last restart. He pulled up right beside me, and we almost met there, and I just don't like throwing a slider into that 6-foot mound. I'd rather just hit the top and get in a groove. So it was good to survive that. And yeah, just a good race. And you never know on the cautions because they like Chad and Jack I saw were just going around the top of the cushion trying to pack it down. So sometimes it create holes and make car bounce. So I was glad I'd be able to hold on to that.
Absolutely, and survive you did. You got anybody like to thank tonight for your outstanding win?
Yeah, just you guys again for the awesome broadcast. Rod from the league, Train Wheels Racing, Dad, Uncle back home watching, and yeah.
Yeah, folks, your race winner in 360s, Patrick Spangler.
Absolutely. So let's bring up old Jack Clevenger here. Get a word with him. Jack, Joe in the booth, got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Joe.
Well, man, you was able to hang on there, but was there anything else? That wall and that cushion looked awful treacherous up there. Was there anything you could have done to maybe get to Spangler?
Yeah, if he'd have crashed, I probably could have got him. No, he's pretty damn good up there. I about crashed a few times, and I think Chad was faster than me, and I balled him up there and probably ruined his race a little bit, but I guess that's racing.
You know, as much as that top cushion was looking bad, did it cross your mind to maybe even come down to the middle of the track?
Man, sometimes I'll try the bottom, but I think with the short races, I don't think it gets worn out enough up there to make it where the bottom's going to come in. Like it looks like it would be, but I think the top's too fast still.
Gotcha. Well, you was able to hang on a second. Have a good run. You got anybody you want to thank?
Just thank all the guys at SRC, Devo, Gary, Greg, all those guys, Keith, and you for the broadcast, and Roger and the guys for the host.
There you go. That's the second place man. Jack Clevenger. Let's bring up the guy, man, that held on to third. Let's get a word with him, Corey.
Hey there, Randy. You got a copy on me?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, man, hard charger here, up 12 spots to a podium in third. Just talk us through your race.
Yeah, that was a tough race for sure, man. Just that cushion's just huge, and I don't know, it's a slick track, and it seemed like that slider line was pretty quick, so I was taking that, and just trying not to get into anybody, just trying to be cautious, and just work my way up, and figure out where the track is, and run where it's fast.
Absolutely. Your patience held off for you. Got anybody to thank tonight for your outstanding performance?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely want to thank my team, LGR Motorsports, Alex Bergeron over at ABR Setup Shop, Coulter West at Redline Race Design, One Wish Foundation, Wraps and Stitches, KSB Builders, Finish Line Repair, everybody over at Coast to Coast, you guys for the broadcast, Flatline Racing Bodies, and everybody for watching.
There you have it, folks. Your third place man, that's Randy Shreves.
Absolutely coming out. Well, folks, don't go anywhere. We got the 410 wing sprints coming up next. We'll be right back here in just a few.
Before they go fast and start the power slide, we salute you with the big blocks 4 wide, the ground pounding, earth shaking, window rattling beasts of the Northeast. It's the big block butterfly Super Dirt Car Series.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on
Alright, here we go. 410 wing sprints. Now the bad boys are out here. Ooh, started out with the 305s, 360s, and now we got these 410s here, Corey.
Yes, we do. The most power of the night. About almost 900 horses underneath the hood of these cars.
Absolutely. Well, we'll see what this track man's going to bring us here as we're getting set to go practice right now, but then we'll get off into the heat race number 1.
Yeah, 892 horsepower. That's what it says. So just a little under 900. Might as well give him 900. And you know what that brings? You know what a lot of horsepower brings, Jeff?
Throttle control. Chaos.
Right. Okay, the throttle control, yes. Chaos, hopefully not. I know there's some fans out there that might be wishing for some chaos, but up here in the booth, we do not wish the worst off of any of these drivers. We hope everybody stays safe in their automobiles. And look at this, we are racing at night. Or at least very, very late evening. I mean, you can still see the pink sun off the back stretch in turn number 3.
All right, well, here we go. Putting it over here to the Flatline Racing Bodies Heat Race 1. Let's look at the grid. Cody Graham going to be the man out front. We got Dustin Sarge going to be in second. Jack Clevenger in third. Gary Taylor there in fourth. John Krupa starting fifth. Greg Parmalee up in sixth. Kurt Schatzer there in seventh. And Andy Patton up in the 8th place spot.
So 8 cars, top 4 transfer on. We do have 23 signed in for the 410, so everybody is transferring no matter what. But every spot, that is 3 positions higher up that you'll start in the feature. So every spot matters. Cody Graham, he's going to try to look for that all-important pole here for the feature. Going to try to win heat race number 1. He's been running good all night long. Do believe Kurt Schatzer, one of the drivers that has not raced in the 305 and 360 here tonight. He's now in the 410. Brought that car out to play. Pace truck is in. Cody Graham. Let's see what he can do. 6 laps of distance for these drivers, and hammer down.
Yeah, green flag. These 410 wing sprints, you got all the power in the world to do what you need with these things.
Absolutely, a lot of power. You can make the small, subtle mistakes and recover easily from them, more easily than you could in the 360 and 305. Here we go. We got a battle for the lead. That's Dustin Sargent in the black and purple on the high side of Cody Graham. Now Sargent does the cut down out of turn number 4. He gets the lead. Not quite at the line. Yes, he did. He did get officially scored as the leader. So Sargent now up to the lead. Graham back in second. Here comes Clevenger on the bottom trying to send it in on Graham. Not quite enough momentum down there.
Yeah. Well, I see what Brandon put out there. Might be the name that they gave you, but it might not be an approved name that Coast2Coast Racing wants to see on the broadcast. Let me say it that way. We'll say it's not something I want to show family members out there. Let me do it that way. Anyways, out front, 410 wing sprints. We got Sarge, Graham, Clevenger, Taylor, all right there, top 4. Man, you see these guys, man, are flying in these machines.
Yes, they are turning off. 15-second lap times 15.391 for Dustin Sargent that last time around. White flag, one more shot here for Clevenger. Not enough for any of them to take away from Sargent. Sargent will take him heat race 1 win. Graham, Clevenger, Taylor, your top 4.
Yes, it is. Good run, too. All right, well, that'll swing us on over here to Langdon Mechanical. Heat race number 2. We'll grid them up here as we got Gary Offit going to be out front. Jeffrey Kemper there in second. Nick Shell there in third. Joseph Grandy in fourth. Barry Goldner there in fifth. Brandon Dittmer up in sixth. Patrick Spangler seventh. Randy Shreves there in the 8th place spot.
So that's the luck of the draw for your 360 race winner, Spangler. He's going to have to start deep in this heat race. He's got a lot of work to make up. Same with Shreves, who was able to get third in the 360s. He's got some work for him. In heat number 2, 6 laps to try to figure out these 410s in a big old jump.
Yeah,
almost
it would.
double horsepower.
Oh yeah, and you know the more I'm gonna say the more the merrier. But it's more like you can throttle control these a lot better.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot more easier to control your throttle input. As here we go, Gary Offit gonna lead him off. Kemper there trying to hold on for second. Shell Grandy going at it. Now Grandy on the inside of Kemper and inside of Offit. He's going to take away this race lead momentarily. Not quite. Offit hard battle back on the high side. Almost 3 wide, almost 4 wide all the way through.
Yeah. Well, you can see it there too. As here comes Shreves, man, to the outside. Down on the inside, you got Dittmer too. Boy, I'm going to tell you what. Man, he is flying contact on the inside. That's Spangler. He hits hard.
Oh, Shreves. A little squirrely there after making contact. That's with Brandon Dittmer. These two are going at it for a top 3. Shell right behind them. He's got Barry Goldner as well. So Spangler, unfortunate break for him.
Dittmer right now, man, has got that thing flying on that topside cushion.
Yes, he does. He's got that thing riding the outside guardrail around this half-mile dirt track. Now he sends it in on the inside of Gary Offit. Offit on the high side. He's got it clear. Dittmer does. That's for second. But Grandy all out front as long as he does not make a mistake. White flag in the air for these drivers.
I think you give Dittmer another about 3 laps. He would have been on the back door, Grandy, and probably went blowing right by him, but I think he's going to hang on as long as he doesn't have a problem because he is moving in that 410. Grandy's going to pull it off Dittmer and off at top 3, but woof, woof. Dittmer had that thing flying.
I mean, put it in perspective. Grandy ran a 15.5 and Dittmer ran a 15.3.
Yeah, heat race number 2 here. That would be Langdon Mechanical. Let's grid them up real quick. We got Dean Reynolds out front. Roger Craig starting in second. Got Tyler Benenfield starting in third. Donovan Ross there in fourth. Bob DeGood starting in fifth. Old Jeff Flero there in sixth. And Brian Moore Sr. in the 7th place spot.
Always like seeing Bob DeGood out here playing with the sprint cars. Got that Napa know-how, Napa Auto Parts. I guess it doesn't say Napa know-how anywhere. But everybody knows that. That's her catchphrase. So we got Roger Craig getting lucky on the pill draw here for heat race number 3. See if he can't hang on up at the front. Giving these guys 2 pace laps around this half mile behind the iRacing pace truck, and I do like the paint job on the paint truck. We never really talk about that paint job too often.
True. Colorful.
It is that. I do believe it is a Chevy. I mean, you can kind of see where they have a Chevy emblem on the door.
Oh, yeah.
I just realized that.
Wow.
All these years, and I just now realized that's a Chevy emblem.
Seriously?
I knew it was a Chevy.
Nowhere in that thing, man, even looks anywhere near close to what a Ford or anything.
I knew it was a Chevy, but still, here we go. Dean Reynolds on the loud pedal. Roger Craig, he's going to fall back couple of spots.
He had to check up a little bit, and then he gets a little sideways and gets hooked. Him and Flaro and Brian Moore Sr. up in the wall. That's what can happen real quick with these wing sprints. Y'all can get like wheel hooked just a little bit. That's going to put Ross and Donovan Ross, and I'm going to say Bob DeGood.
So DeGood now in the transfer spot. And he's got a good old guy back there, Roger Craig. He's all fair and good out there. Shouldn't fall back out of the transfer as long as he doesn't make a mistake. He just needs to keep that car within the coloring book lines.
It does. Reynolds, Benenfield, Ross, DeGood. That's your top four right now. Oh, leader. The leader hit the wall. No, actually that was Benenfield hit the wall and then lost his wing.
And
then it came back on.
It.
That's you see that crewman run out there, put that wing back on?
Yes. So Benefield having troubles there up in the wall. White flag, luckily for him. He's just got to hold on from Roger Craig. He's closing in quick. But Dean Reynolds, he's going to hang on here for the race win. Donovan Ross, Bob DeGood, and Craig does get by Benefield.
Good heat race number 3.
That was 3. So we'll swing on over to a warm up, I do believe.
Yep. We'll be right back here in a few, folks.
For Lucy Olsen, she has her first point. Yeah, Lucy Olsen, talented sophomore.
All right, folks, now let's get set here because we're about to see the feature here for the 410 wing sprints as these guys are coming to a close on the warm-up. We're going to take our Super Dirt Car Series line up here and check out what these guys look like. 24 Bad Fast Machines. 23, actually. Machines out here. Grid up. Like old Dustin Sarge going to be the man out front in this one. Spangler going to have a long way to go back there in the back.
Yes, Spangler, your winner in the 360s. He's got his work cut out for him here in the 410s, but 20 laps. We've seen drivers come from the
Crazier
back.
things.
We've seen crazier things. They could all wad it up in turn one, and he goes from 23rd to first in a half a lap, or he's going to have to make his way up through it methodically. And
problem is there, Corey, is, and you just mentioned it, I mean, there could be the wadding up in front of him as long as he don't get involved in it.
Yeah, if you're involved in the crash, it's definitely a lot harder to get through.
Absolutely. Here we go. That green flag. Hometown heroes here tonight. Flatline Racing Bodies here, and get this 410s done. We got car tours here. We'll go to the asphalt side of it with some late models.
We're going from the Midwest up to the Northeast with that series.
Awesome. Lights off on the pace truck. Here we go. These are the big boys of the wing sprints. 410s. You've got all the power in the world here.
All the power in the world to get out of mistakes, and more power to make mistakes, too.
Yeah, true.
It helps and it hurts all at the same time.
Like you just said, you can get out, but you can get in. Here we go. Pace trucks dugging off. Get a set here for the 410s. Hometown heroes here tonight. Sarge and Company. Green flag. Loud pedals on. We're racing.
Grandy able to get out ahead of Dustin Sargent just by a tick hair, but never mind, we're gonna have a crash.
It's a big one.
Okay, there's our Saudi dog caution. Took a little bit, but there we go.
Yeah.
We got a couple of them.
Well, that happened back here in the back. So with Offit here. Oh, somebody checked up. Offit had nowhere to go. And from there, they all kind of went straight. So that's why the caution didn't come out until they started spinning. They all actually didn't, even though they were ricocheting off each other, they were all still going straight. None of them spun until finally a couple of them kind of went sideways. Maybe they got scared from the fireworks. They're still shooting off.
Yeah, something to do with weird iRacing glitch that they haven't fixed quite yet. They still send the firecrackers off. Somebody didn't tell Billy Bob to quit lighting down there.
Loves the pyro.
He does.
All right. Little chaos starting this one off early.
So Sargent still out front. Grandy, see if he can get a good restart like he did off the initial green. We are going to go double file, I do believe. Yeah, they are doubling it up. So double file restart here for these boys. Complete restart. Did not get a lap in.
Now.
Spangler was able to move up to 16th through the carnage. So keep an eye on his movements as the night goes on. Here we go. Dust Sargent on the loud pedal over Grandy. Grandy going to the bottom. Reynolds up to the high side. Now Grandy door to door of Sargent. down in turn number 3. Sargent puts the block down on Grandy. Grandy gonna hold it down there, and he's gonna edge out ahead of Sargent for the lead on that lap.
Yeah, he does. Grandy's going to be out front. Sarge's going to hang in the second there. You got Reynolds back in the third. As meanwhile, here comes Dittmer and Graham. Remember Dittmer? Well, he had that thing all wound up tight in his heat race. And we'll see if he's able to wound this thing up again. He got up on that top side cushion, and boy, he just pushed Ross right out the way.
That was Cody Graham getting up in the wall there.
Wow. Whew.
Oh, look at this. We got a hard charger. Spangler already up 16 spots, and we ain't even a quarter of the way through. And
Wrecking.
oh my, we got a wreck. Salty dog caution is out.
Taylor, man, around. Go back on the Malcolm Mills replay, see kind of what happened here. Napa machine. Oh, there was a car in the wall. They had to get out of the way. That was earlier. So that checked him up. He got the back end, checked him up. Kind of got them all buttoned up back here. Taylor ran up on the back end, and then the Napa know-how. He tried to make it go up on the back end of him, too. Wow. Crazy turn of events.
Absolutely crazy shenanigans going on already here in the 410s. Not
Butch
even
out there says, let's go Dino. Who's Dino? Dean Reynolds?
I'm assuming Dean Reynolds.
I'm going to say it's Dean Reynolds. Only Dean close enough to Dino would be Dean Reynolds.
He's
Anybody
right now.
out there would be close. I'll say Dean Reynolds.
Yeah, gonna assume Dean Reynolds.
Yeah.
But man, Spangler, the man on the move.
Yeah, he is. 16 spots. Whew.
Well, you know, he's more than likely going to grab the hard charger unless something crazier happens.
Yeah. And we talked about it. I mean, he was in a hole coming in this thing. He had to start way back in the back. So he had to come through the field, but he had to also avoid all that carnage back there. Says Butch says, "Yepers." Reynolds right now is not bad. He's sitting in third.
Gonna rack him up, double file here. Grandy gonna lead him off. He's got Sargent to his outside. Lap 5, 15 to go, and we go green. And Grandy, big advantage there on the drop of the green flag. He'll leave Sergeant Reynolds in the dust. And here comes Spangler. He's on the inside berm. He's going to try to pick up a couple more spots on that hard charge to the front. He's definitely doing it, though.
Yeah, and they started off 3 wide there, too. You know, that's a little treacherous. But, man, right now, Reynolds falls back to 5th. Spangler takes it over. He's up 19 spots. Dittmer's up there to the 3rd place. Boy, I tell you what, cream rising to the top here real quick. Yeah, give it to him. Reynolds is not going to lay down, though, as he's taking that spot back for 4th. They're battling it out. One's high, one's low.
A lot of grip down low still for Spangler to utilize. He's got to try to figure a way around. He does. He sends it in on Dean. Reynolds going to throw the slider now. Reynolds going to look for the crossover down in turn number 1. Will he get it done? He does. Now cross back over for Spangler. Spangler down the back chute. He'll pull up in front of Dean Reynolds, and they are going to single file themselves out. Oh, Spangler, a little bit of wall contact. No harm, no foul for him.
Ooh, yeah, man, I tell you. And we've seen that all race long. Those guys get up on that cushion. Hey, look, it's the fast way around. We talked about the last winner in the 360. He said it's the fast way around, but it is definitely dangerous up there. And these guys are just knocking that wall down on the cushion. You see Grandy out front right here hanging on. But, man, he's got Dittmer coming, and you've got Sarge. They've got a little bit of breathing room here over Spangler. And he's got Reynolds back here, but look behind them. These guys men are stacked up 2 by 2.
Yes, we do. We got Kurt Satcher there. That's first one side by side with Jack Clevenger. Behind them, that's Flaro and Shell. Clevenger a little bit squiggly right there on the bottom side, trying to keep all the momentum down low and the grip. Now Clevenger moves back up on the high side. You got a battle. Oh, we got a car up in the wall.
Reynolds.
Reynolds.
Wow. Trying to get him. He loses his wing. Let's go to the Malcolm Mills replay. Watch it one more time. See what happened to him. I'm going to say the caution got up here and bit him. Or not the caution got up and bit him. The cushion got up here and bit him. He's up on that top side. Now, unless that inside car there on him. Oh, a little bit on the cushion. And ran up on the back end. And then he had floppy wheel.
Floppy.
I like the little wheel when it goes floppy.
Oh,
the floppy wheel syndrome. Who we got out here? The stunt man. Who's the stunt man? Y'all jinxed Reynolds out there. We were talking good about him. Usually what happens. Then he gets jinxed and boom, they're wrecked.
Butch saying Spanky's kid is doing good too. Let me know if you get that reference. I don't get it, but maybe Joe does.
Who's Spanky's kid?
I don't know. I want to know who the stunt man is. Maybe we're talking about Reynolds, Spangler. I don't know.
Cool.
Okay, Spangler.
Okay. Oh, it's Patrick Spangler. Okay, I got you. Is the stunt man. Well, right now he's a fast man. I mean, he's up 19 spots. And, I mean, well, about what to call him the showman. Because he's showing these boys what needs to be done. And even though this right here, not too bad, we got 8 laps to go. This single file actually is going to help him on the restarts. We go back green. You see him back here in 4th place because he's going to be able to work over Sarge and get that 3rd place spot.
Is Spangler working on Dustin Sargent right now? That's for a podium position. Spangler has the clearance if he wants to slide up, and he's not going to take it. He's going to stay on the bottom. Now we got the battle for the lead. Spangler on the inside of Grandy and Dittmer.
We'll try to take a 2-for-1 special here, get to 2nd place. Dittmer up there on that top side cushion. He's going to hang up there, boy. These are the 2 bad boys here. Spangler's down low. He's going for the lead, but he catches that inside berm just a little bit.
Yeah, that inside berm is very dangerous for these sprint cars. You can utilize it if you were in a UMP modified or a late model, which we are not in tonight.
And one thing I noticed here, Corey, is they're able to use that bottom berm here with these 410s because you've got that power of the pedal to be able to come off that wall. Remember the 360s and 305s, they couldn't. More momentum. Well, here, but now you see Dittmer's up here. He's harassing. He's going for the lead.
Yeah, Dittmer trying to take over the lead from Grant. He had to get out of throttle after hitting the inside berm. Spangler now riding the outside groove. 2 to go this time by for Grandy. Can he hang on here for the 410 feature win, or will somebody take it away from him?
Yeah, and can Spangler hang on to that 3rd place or get 2nd? Because he's got the big money man there, Sarge, tearing down his back end. Yeah, also, man, he got Clevenger, but white flag one more time.
Spangler nose out ahead of Dittmer right there, but unfortunate break for Sargent. He got up in the wall. One last hoorah here for Spangler. He's all the way up on that wall, but not enough. Grandy, Spangler, Dittmer, Clevenger will hold on for 4th and Sargent 5th.
What a run. What a way to cap it off here with the 410s. Man, we'll get these guys up and get a word with them. But, man, like you said, man, a hard charging 21 spots for Patrick Spangler. I mean, that is just a clinic on how to come through the field here tonight for him. I don't know any other way to put it. I mean, he just schooled these guys on how to come through the field. One more spot away from winning this thing.
Yeah.
Okay. got? Bring old Dittmer up here and get a word. Actually, Dittmer up here.
Hey there, Brandon. You got a copy on me?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Well, man, you held on for third here in the 410 division. Just talk us through that race.
Yeah, it was a very technical track. The top of 1 and 2 was surprisingly very smooth. The top of 3 and 4 was a little bit rougher. It's usually the opposite. But the bottom of 3 and 4 was really coming in there for a while. I used it a couple times, but I just couldn't hit it the rest, unfortunately.
Now, we've seen you utilizing that outside cushion in your heat race early on, and then they reworked the track. How does that change your strategy going into a feature?
It changes it a lot. It goes from knowing you're going to have to use a lot of throttle control through the entire race to essentially you're hammered down through the entirety of it. It messes with your mind a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, man, you definitely figured it out there. You picked up third. You got anybody like to thank tonight?
You guys for the broadcast, Roger for Coast to Coast, Training Wheels Racing, loading the podium twice tonight, which is amazing. And Velocity Race Designs for the wrap. They did an amazing job.
There you have, folks. Your third place man. That's Brandon Dittmer.
But he did, man, and I tell you what, he was flying high here tonight. Won't bring on Bo Grandy. He got a word with him. Grandy, Joy at the booth, got a copy.
How you doing?
Well, those two guys behind you were coming. Was you a little bit worried there at the end?
No, not at all. We were all in the chat together, we're all teammates. Bottom 3 and 4. He said it was there. It was. I hit it once, missed it the second time, decided to go back up top, and as long as I was hitting my marks, it's hard to pass, you know.
Oh, no doubt. Definitely flying high. Was you a little worried about the cushion, though?
A little bit. I've seen it worse, so I was 70% comfortable up there.
Well, you was able to be comfortable enough to pull out in victory lane here tonight. You got anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, like to thank Catalytic Recovery. Congratulations on Training Wheels for going 1, 2, 3 out of the 305s and 410s. West Antone Repair. I'd like to thank you guys for doing the broadcast. Coast to Coast, our sponsors, and everyone behind the scenes that make it run.
There you go. Winner tonight there, the Extreme E-Speed TV Victory Lane man, Joseph Grandy. Bring up old Spangler here. Let's get a word with him.
Hey, Patrick, you get a copy on me?
Yep, gotcha.
Well, man, you were behind the 8 ball going into this feature, but 21 spots up to second place. Talk us through how you did it.
Yeah, just unfortunate in the heat race, a little bit of net code between me and Kemper, and then we locked tires, broke the front end, so that's our shotgun on the field. That first wreck helped me out a lot. I was able to hit the brakes out worrying about people running two behind me, and I passed, I think, like 6 or 7 cars there. And that bottom just stayed in, and that's where I passed all the way up to 4th, I think, just sticking the bottom where everybody's trying to run that middle and top. And I got in a groove at the end, and just good racing up front.
Absolutely, and you went 3 for 3 on podiums here tonight. You got anybody like to thank for your outstanding performance in these 410s?
Yeah, just again, you guys for the awesome broadcast, Raj for running the league, Trent was for racing. Again, probably the best night we've had as a team running ever. Probably 2 lock out on the podiums, and then Dan will go back home watching.
Yeah, folks, your second place man, that's Patrick Spangler.
Yes, it is. Well, here we go, folks. We're going to some car tours. Late model action. We'll be right back here in a few.
Before they go fast and start to power slide, we salute you with the big blocks 4 wide, the ground pounding, earth shaking, window rattling beasts of the Northeast. It's the big block modified Super Dirt Car Series.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news.
All right, folks, here we go. Now we got some car tours here on a real short track, asphalt side, and guy losing his front bumper right now. Go to the asphalt. Go from dirt to asphalt racing.
Oxford up here in Oxford, Maine. So we went from the Midwest all the way up here. They hopped on their little airplanes, the ones that jumped over from the dirt cars to the asphalt cars and flew over. That was a quick little flight, Joe.
Yeah, man. Rocket ship. Don't want them SpaceX's. Get it going.
So we might be waiting for somebody. Daniel Blau did end up disconnecting. See if we wait on him.
All right.
So just trying to round out practice here.
Good night so far here at the Hometown Heroes. Had our 305s, wing sprints on the dirt, 360 and 410s. That was some awesome running. We got a little bit of a, and like you just said, Oxford here, because it's kind of unique style. This thing is flat, like a circle.
It is pretty much almost
Like a
a straight on circle.
Yeah, it's like a ball.
And you know what else? I mean, I don't think there's any other oval paved tracks. I know we got Lernerville on the dirt, but
no, this track here kind of reminded me of a dirt track, man. I mean, was this a dirt track at one time?
No.
Kind of. I mean, this is really kind of more of a. This would be more fitting of a dirt track.
Well, you know, we don't have a wall all the way around here, so it could fit in as a dirt track.
I mean, and as high as the bank is, I mean, it just, I don't know, it just looks more like what a dirt track. Qualifying underway. I want to see somebody hit one of them inside ramps and go shooting up in the air like Dukes of Hazzard.
Well, you know, this track on iRacing is pretty popular back
on a
way
football field, by the way.
Is it?
Looks like a football field.
It does not look like a football field to me.
Almost looks like it would be a football field, some sort of field. I don't know. I had to find the history out of this track. It just, I don't know. It's unique.
It definitely is, and well before iRacing added dirt, people would host races here. They'd kick the dirt up from the inside and outside of the track and kind of turn this track into a dirt track. So it does have some form of dirt track look and feel to her.
Let me do some investigating reporting here. Then Oxford. In a minute.
Okay, so it used to be a half a mile.
Look it up here. Okay. Oxford Speedway was founded in 1939 and our 7-time league champ. It was. All right. Says 2022 it's going to return back to racing after a 15-year break. It's showing dirt though. I'm telling you, this track looks like it would be a dirt track, but Somebody out in the chat, man, that might know. I mean, I'm looking it up here on Google while we're waiting on qualifying and trying to get a.
It was a dirt track back in 1950.
That's what I'm saying. Because this place looks like just the configuration of it and how it's set would be more fitting for a dirt layout than what asphalt would be.
Yeah.
I mean, tell me, yeah, because I'm seeing pictures right here now of where they've got it as asphalt, but there's the dirt on it. See it up, so yeah. I mean, when I first saw it, I thought this had to be it either be an awesome dirt track or it had to be a dirt.
Obviously, this track is well known for the Oxford 250. It's a pretty major race up here in the Northeast.
All right, so it's 14,000 seat. Oxford Plains Speedway is one of the biggest public facilities in the Pine Tree State. It opened in 1950. It's a half-mile dirt track, shallow banked turns. Okay, carved out of 200 acres, woodland. All right, 61. The track was revamped as a 1/3 mile paved oval with a wide open turns. Okay, and then 3 years later, somebody else purchased the track. And they widened the back stretch during 92, repaving the track. Current 3/8 mile configuration. During the 60s, the Oxford Plains Speedway hosted NASCAR races, and in 66, Bobby Allison won the first victory on NASCAR senior circuit. Today, the late models are the featured class, and the track is a home to the annual Oxford 250, like you said, the richest one-day late model race meet in America. Okay, so there we go. Little history of the track here, and just and the reason being is just the way this thing looked. Okay, we're waiting on Dan Blau right now, folks. So Blau, but. Yeah, well, I mean, it's just a little bit. It's interesting. The way this place is laid out is the reason I looked at it like that.
Yeah, one of the more unique tracks, and we'll go on board when they get a little bit strung out and see how hard it is to turn, because your wheel is pretty well almost turned 90 degrees to the left, and you don't really move it.
No. And as powerful as some of these cars, as we're sitting here to grid these guys up here tonight, as powerful as some of these cars are, throttle control coming out of here, because you don't got much bank in here at this place either.
No, just about 5 degrees of banking in the corners, and there's a little bit of reverse banking. That's where you see them girded up right there.
You know what kind of car would be cool here too? The Wheeling Modifieds would be good on this track.
I'll tell you a good car that is around here, street stock.
They don't run it on this one, but the Wheeling Modifieds, because they run a lot of tracks like this, flat style track. No. Usually if a late model runs, the Wheeling Modifieds are pretty good. So, all right, here we go. Templeton, Ripka out front in this one. Car tours here, late models getting set.
Last week's winner, Colin Johnston, he's starting back in 8th. What a bit of a challenge for him to get up through this field, and it's going to be a bottom side track guaranteed. For the most part, if you're on the outside, you got to get as many spots as you can get and find you a hole, or if you don't, you're going to be like a rock falling to the bottom of the ocean. Here we go. Brandon Templeton through the Lucy Olsen green flag.
See who's going to go to, who's going to be the first to go flying out there mowing the grass, or the first to go in that infield hitting one of them big sandstorms. As green flag. It is a wide track, though.
Yes, it's very wide of a track. You got a lot of room to make a mistake, but you do not want to give up that bottom side. You want to keep that left side right as close as you can to that a little bit of a curb.
Yeah, pretty much like you said earlier when we was talking. You're about always going to be turning, and I'm riding here along with old Ripka. You can see him. He is left turn and left turn again. Actually kind of reminds me of the Concord track too, you know. You're about always turning in that one as uh-oh, we got a little trouble in the back. Valero is off the track. And we got several of them. Roger Craig, we finally get the salty dog caution. Let's go to Malcolm Mills replay, see what happened to him. Craig was involved with that one. Valero. Beating and banging going on. Oh, a little sideways. Valero had to check up. Next thing you know, there goes one car off into the grass. Going to the concession stand.
Wow.
Yeah. What I say. Ow. Caution. Cautions breed cautions.
So that wreck putting a lot of these drivers a lap down here, trying to figure out timing and scoring, as they were still all on a jumbled up ball when the leaders came around. Tim Chapman being showed the meatball flag. That car, the blacked out sun drop car, that looks like it's hurting. Hurting versus some suspension damage. And I'm not sure why he didn't pull it in the pits. Maybe he's pitted on the back stretch here. Not that back stretch. Okay. I'm not sure where he's gone. That is not a pit road. That is a legend car track. He's... Okay. I think we got it figured out. See, he's going to want to hang a left right about here. There you go. Wait. No. We don't know. We don't know.
I don't know.
I do believe he is on the backstretch pit road, though, or maybe he's there. Okay, never mind. He's gonna cut through the wall opening and hit the wall. We'll let him figure this out as pace car lights have shut off. Templeton back out front.
Yeah. Like you said, that inside lane, man, is going to be the place to be.
We go to Tyler Benefield now on the inside. That's Brian Dickens. Trying to take away that second spot. Dickens, hard fight on the high side, trying to find the hole. He finds the hole right in front of Lance Ripka, but Ripka right to the quarter panel of Dickens. Does he send it in? Not quite enough speed out of the corner down into the next corner entry to throw it in. So these single follow each other out front here. You go back, that's Krupa and Neil Strausser, the Western Auto, and the U.S. Air Force cars. They're door to door.
And yeah, we also got Johnson back there. He's in the corgi machine.
No.
It's
So
the
adorable.
dog one. Then go right behind him. They're stacked up 2 by 2.
Yes, they are. Bob the Good in the Waterburger car just in front of Pat Boyce and behind. Well, that's what it is, man.
Oh, I just went on board with Boyce, and I'm going to tell you what, he just skimmed by that one. Wow.
Bob the Good not so lucky.
Now, looks like Strauss and company, see here, one thought, man, he was in the Air Force for a second and almost took flight. Oh! Smashed the Waterburger and the sun drop machine. Malcolm Mills replay. Woo. Hey. Carnage.
So we do got a couple of fallouts here. Gary Offit, Tim Chapman have taken it garage side. Greg Parmalee, looks like maybe Ish Cannon, Bob
Didn't
DeGood.
have too much fun for the night. Their fun is done. All right, Templeton, Bittenfield, Dickens, Ripka, Smith, top 5. Been an interesting race so far.
Yes, it is. This is a fun little track to watch these guys racing. And, you know, usually if these were a street stock, you could get up on that curb on the inside of the track. But with how low the bumper cover on these cars sit, if you hit that curb, whether you hit it straight on and in the corner or with the side of it, it can really upset the car, make you push up the track. So you got to be careful of how close you do get to that curb. Is significantly side off that ground. Here we go. Templeton in the Mission 22 restart zone. Lucy Olsen, green flag back out. He's got the advantage. Here comes Brian Dickon. He's on the inside of Tyler Benefield. He'll take away second spot. But way behind them, we got a couple of cars around. Wow.
Yeah, chaos. We got cars upside down, and we got them jumping up on things. And
it might have been Barry Goldner jumping up.
Yeah, let's go back on Malcolm Mills replay. Check out what happened, because we had them had a car go sideways. One in there, then the gun drop went around, and then, yeah, Goldner, he did an awesome Joey Chitwood show invitation. On 2 wheels. He was doing some stunt showing out there. Crazy little track here. He's a little.
Tell me what other tracks you can see him hit a dirt berm, and Goldner still hit the dirt berm coming into the pit road. Somebody built that a little close.
Yeah.
Oh boy. This is a good little 3/8 mile track up in northeast Oxford, Maine here. Blue walls. No wall, theoretically, around the track. I mean, definitely not close to the racing grooves, that's for sure. And Blau is trying to figure out where his pit box is. I do believe he needs the back stretch here. Blau, you need to hang a left immediately at the pit entry area.
All right. Go back green.
Templeton been the man out at the front all night long. Definitely helps being the man out front. Helps being the car starting in third, as if you can get a jump on them, you can get on their inside.
Yeah. Good set to go back. Mission 22 restart. Lucy Olsen green, and he didn't make it out before the pace car came, so he's gonna have to back up and go.
Green.
There we go. Templeton out front. Dickens under pressure now from behind from Benefield. Benefield on the inside of Dickens down in turn number 3. Give the spot to Benefield there. Dickens will fall in line behind him in third. You got the battle behind them. That's Andrew Smith and the black and purple green looking machine. Lance Ripka trying to hold off Jonathan Krupa.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big pile back there. Those guys are side by side. You can see just a little side contact. Man, Barker and company. Oh, we got a car off into the grass. That is Barker. He's way off down there, and he hit an invisible wall. Stop on the track.
Do not stop on the track.
No.
He's got the field coming around. He's got a lot of access room to get back rolling here. He does.
Oh, yeah.
We stay green.
Way out there, hit that invisible wall a little bit, which can happen. Let's ride on board here with Templeton. We were talking earlier about how much turn in you have here. You can see him right here. I mean, almost pretty much has that thing left cock turn about the whole entire time. I mean, even coming around, even coming around there. I mean, he doesn't. Only time you might go a little bit straight is right here on the front stretch for a split second, maybe.
I mean, you see the reverse banking down on the front straightaway where it kind of dips over to your right.
Car's falling off on the track here a little bit. Right, kind of get the single filed out. Yellow flag in the back. What?
Maybe Parmalee and Craig.
Craig. Find it for me. Yeah. Back on the Malcolm Mills replay. We'll go on Parmalee right fast. Right here. Craig's in front of him. Watching. Car coming out of the pits. Is like Craig got a little bump. Craig goes up on the. They both go up on the sand hill.
Wow.
Terrible.
That leaves
This
us.
track is crazy. This track is wild.
So that's going to allow Steven Bixler here to get the lucky dog. That'll put us 13 cars on the lead lap. Templeton, he's been out front. He's loving it out there. He's got the most advantage of everybody. Hasn't been challenged yet by anybody. Dickens, he's now back in third. Him and Benefield, they've swapped second and third. Depends on who gets to restart on the inside lane. Johnston still hanging there in seventh with the Corgi machine. Hasn't been able to make up too much. He's up one spot from where he started. Not too far right behind him, you got our hard charger. That's Cody Graham.
All right. That's it. Line them up. That green.
Templeton looking for that mission 22 restart zone in between your cones here out of turn number 4. Lucy Olsen going to drop the green flag for these drivers once again. Here we go.
Yep. Back green, like you said. Everybody's stacking them back up side by side. Oh, they're back there almost wrecking, man. I don't know how that wasn't a wreck.
There should have been a wreck right there, but that was all prevented.
Got one out in the grass, though. You got one way out in the grass.
That's Ish Cannon.
Oh, wow.
And Butch Baker once again.
Uh-oh. No, no, no. Got another one on the inside. We got cars everywhere.
Boy, it's starting to look like an enduro out here. Everybody's going off the track. No
That's what I'm
cautions
saying.
being flown.
Should have just made this one like one of them every man for themselves style race.
Well, that's what was being hosted here forever on iRacing. Somebody would host up a smash to pass, spin to win type of race, no cautions. This is what it's turning out like so far halfway through this race.
We had one of those once here on a Hometown Hero. It was fun. They had the street stocks. And it was kind of like last man standing type thing. It was funny.
I love those.
Yeah. Right now, they're trying to get it figured out. A little side-by-side action here with Kemper, Rouse and company. Templeton, though, man, he's out front. He's loving it. He's got clear racetrack.
Yes, he is. Templeton out front, got a clear track in front of him, clear track on his back bumper. Dickens right there in front of Lance Ripka. Andrew Smith trying to close in on those two.
My
then you got a
question
big
here, Corey,
gap to Cody Graham. Yeah.
is if they have like a big 250 race here, how many cars are left? I'm just saying.
Well, I know they at least have to have a couple of pit stops, kind of like the Snowball Derby, but I think
Better bring you a couple cars after this one.
I mean, that'd be hard on a driver.
Oh, yeah. This place like this, it would be hard. Like you said, old Johnson, though, battling with Flaro there. Got the Corrigan machine rolling.
A little three-car battling heating up here for second position. Dickens holding it on. They might be catching in on Templeton. Either that or Templeton's trying to save a little bit of tire.
And they keep up with the green flag. He's eventually going to run into some lap traffic. But battle, like you said, battle heating up for second. You've got Ripka on the inside. He's going to take that from Dickens.
So Ripka getting around Dickens there. Dickens falls in right behind Ripka. Now he's going to be pressured on behind from Andrew Smith. Cody Graham, he's closing in on these three cars.
Does. Ed Smith there in fourth. Graham trying to move in. A little bit further back there to Barker. Then you got old Johnson. Boy, you want to talk about maybe save right there. He had that thing cocked sideways. He had the dog tail waggling.
So he'll fall back here to the 11th spot. That's almost the last car on the lead lap. Not too far in front of Templeton. He does have the lap car to Steven Bixler in the Sundrop car. That automobile has seen a little bit better days, and not giving a whole lot of room for your race leader there to get by. And this is going to allow Ripka to close in. Now we got a battle for third heating up. That's Smith on the inside of Dickens. They are three wide with your lap car.
Yeah.
And Graham is closing in.
Yeah, Graham, he's going to benefit a little bit by the mishap there with the lap machine. If he can't pull it up on the back end. To say with Smith and company. Templeton's still out front. A little bit to go, though. 22 to go, but that can go by quick if they keep going green.
This thing's been green for a good while now. It's pretty good right there. Never mind. Wow, we jinxed it. Okay, creep her around.
Yep. Go to Malcolm Mills replay, see what happened. He got involved with somebody else, but they thought they needed some car parts. See, here in the Western Auto machine. Just lost it or had a little help. 181 got in the back of him or not. Yep, just a little bump in the back. Turn him around.
That was Kemper getting into the back end of
little bump.
Colorado.
Okay. Right. Hey.
So we should see maybe Steven Bixler take a lucky dog here as Krupa was involved. That'll put us back to 11 cars on the lead lap. And old Bixler, his right side has gone through a shredder. The left side is still semi-straight. But staying on the lead lap for Bixler here. That's pretty good running for him. So now caution flag. Tires are warmed up from the long green flag run we had. They get a little chance to cool them off. Gotta wonder, has Templeton burned his tires up? Has Smith saved enough? Or has Ripka saved any? Ripka was running pretty strong there towards the end of that green flag run. Maybe he can get a good jump on the outside lane. If he does, he's got to try to find a hole either in front of Smith or hopefully get in front of Templeton. Not gonna be a whole lot of light
here, yeah.
We're gonna have about 15 to go here. Yep, 15 to go when we go back green. As the pace car lights have shut off. Templeton. He's gonna be looking for that orange cone, the first set of orange cones here for the Mission 22 restart zone. Lucy Olsen up there in the flag saying she's gonna drop the rag for us here once again. Here we go.
Yeah, and you see Templeton get that good jump out front on the start. Meanwhile, you got Ripka and company back behind them with Smith, Dickens. They're going to stack it up side by side, but we got a car around in the back. I think that's old Kemper. He's going to keep it straight. Never mind, got another one around.
That's Ish Cannon. He's up on a dirt berm right now. See if he can get that car turned around. He goes off-roading here. He knows harm, no foul yet.
Yeah, wow. You don't come back up on the racetrack, yeah, he's able to stay good. Man, tell you what, it's a wild race, wild track.
Here we
battle
go,
for third and fourth.
Yeah. That's Graham on the inside of Lance Ripka right now. Dickens trying to maybe sneak his way in. With Graham, he gets to the quarter panel. Ripka, he's got the advantage on the inside. Just got to wonder, does Andrew Smith have anything to run down your race leader who's been out front all night long? That's Templeton. I don't know.
I mean, Templeton's had this thing under control, and as hard as it to pass out here, but then again, we ain't talked about it. Maybe a little bump and run, get up there and rub a little bit. If we can get close enough to him.
You definitely got to be within feet of being able to pull a bump and run in one of these cars with how the front bumper is set up here. It's like a little scoop. You do not want to hit them too hard. You can hit them a little bit, but you do not want to scoop them up and potentially wreck both of you at the same time.
Got Johnson be able to move it up into 6. Flaro back here with Barker, Strauss and company. Lap machines right here involved. They're just trying to make their way through the best they can.
Absolutely. You see Smith there. He's just trying to see what he can do. Backing his corner up a little bit, trying to get a better exit than Templeton. Almost about a little bit quicker for Smith that last time by, so he's trying to figure something out. It's going to come down
Maybe use
to
this lap car up here?
Yeah, potentially. Depends on what Steven Bixler, our lap car, does. He's trying to stay on the lead lap, but here comes
like
Smith.
Templeton looked like he's getting a little tight, too, so he's wanting to protect that inside lane. Riding on board here with Smith, so you're seeing it. You see Templeton, looks like the car's getting tight, with, will tighten up over time. Whoever that was in the front there in the lap car, he says, you know what, I'm going off on the infield.
Oh, little
he did the bump.
Got to be a little easy there. Getting real good here in the closing stages of this race. Cody Graham, he is closed in on these front two.
Now, I tell you what, Templeton's got to protect that inside. as much as he can. Graham's there with it, but at some point, if Smith's got anything for Templeton, he's got to try it. And I think right there's where he's got to try it. He's got to get Templeton with that tight car to move up the track and push him on into the turn.
He had to get on the binders there pretty hard, too, to go this time by for Templeton. Templeton trying to do his best to hang on Smith. He's going to have to try something out here at this 3/8 mile of a track. 3/8 mile left. As long as we see this white flag in the area, anything can happen.
Yeah, one more time. So the Smith got anything. He's going to have about 2 more turns here as they come down the back stretch. Coming out of it, he's going to try to drive it in. Not going to be able to get it done. It's going to be Templeton, Smith, and Graham bringing it home. Man, what a finish to this one. Crazy and wow.
We do have Craig parked up on a dirt berm, by the way.
Poor Craig. What a wild one to finish this one off.
Oh, Tim Chapman.
Hometown heroes here tonight.
A couple of them.
All right. Can't get a word with some of these guys. That was interesting. Wild, unique track. Well, let's bring up Templeton here. Let's get a word with him.
Hey there, Brandon. You got a copy of me?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, man, you started out front. You held it up there all night long. 75 laps around this 3/8 mile track up in Oxford, Maine. Just talk us through that race.
Well, I knew, my teammate Brian was behind me there a lot of those early laps, so I was a little bit more relaxed, trying to save tires. And then I saw, Ripka and Andrew Smith coming up behind me, and I knew I was in trouble because those guys are always fast late. I'm still kind of learning the tire saving and when to go and stuff. And so those last five, probably 8 laps, I started just putting the hammer to it, and that's about all I had left in the tires. But Andrew was all over there, He let me know I was there, but I was able to hold him off this time.
Yeah, absolutely. You held him off nice and easily. Well, man, you got anybody to thank for your outstanding win here at Oxford?
First and foremost, the biggest supporter is probably Jay with Dirt Track Bank. Thanks for what he's doing for our team, Hammer Down Racing, and what he's doing helping Joe Halter. It's all awesome stuff. It's awesome to be able to race on here representing him and then see cars and series in real life representing him. So that's all cool. Got Your 6 Racing Network, Joe Halter, Hammer Down Racing, Joe Curtin, Brian, Extreme Images, Maley's Makery, Big C's Lawn Care. You guys for putting this on and announcing, and Roger and everyone behind the scenes at the league, and everyone watching at home. Thank you.
There you have it, folks. Your race winner. That's Brandon Templeton.
Absolutely, man. Bringing it home, like you said, here tonight. Well, let's bring up our third place man here. Let's get a word with him.
Hey, Cody, you got a copy on me?
Yeah, what's up?
Well, man, hard charger here at Oxford Plains. Just talk us through how you were able to maneuver your way up through that field.
I just tried to stay alive. This place is pretty much like fighter jets in a gymnasium, so you're just going around in a constant circle. You forget where you are on the track, but I think this is like the first race I've finished. I think I've pretty much gotten in a wreck every week, so I was just happy to finish. But yeah, I tried to get something for those guys at the end, but I think I blew off my right front coming up through the field, so I don't think I had too much for them unless they got together.
Absolutely, like you mentioned there, a fighter jet on a gymnasium, basically. You got anybody to thank tonight for your awesome finish?
Just Roger and all the guys for putting on the league, you guys for broadcasting, and having a fun time.
There you have it, folks. Your third place man. That's Cody Graham.
Absolutely, man. Bringing home, like you said there. Well, I'm going to bring up the 6th place guy here. Andrew, Joe in the booth, got a cop?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Well, he was able to hang on there. Was there anything else you could have done to get around Templeton?
Maybe a few more laps. The race went a lot better than I thought it was going to when I saw we were racing Oxford Plains. But Templeton's super fast. I was just needed a mistake from him. He had the one with a couple laps to go. We were just talking about it in the waiting room. He realized he screwed up, so he chopped down a little bit. That's the little bumper I gave him because I was underneath him. But all in all, it was a good race, and I don't really think I could have had too much for him unless he made a mistake.
Absolutely. Well, what'd you feel about this track?
Before the race, I was like, really, we're gonna race this track? But after racing it, it's pretty racy, fun track, but it is pretty much just like a big circle. If there was some more banking in the corner, it'd probably be a little bit more fun. But at the same time, no tires, 75 laps. I'm sure everybody at the end was hanging on.
No doubt. Well, he was able to pull it off, hang on to seconds. You got anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, I got to thank Spartan Racing, Venom Racing, Perfect Endeavor Expressions, Weldstar Custom Fabrications, VMR Wraps, Ripka Designs, you guys for the broadcast, C2C for the league. I really hope these cars stick for a long time. They're super, super fun to drive, and dang it, that win is coming. I was all over him.
Close, man, tonight, but I tell you what, a good effort nonetheless. Again, congratulations on that second there, Smith.
Thanks, boys. Cheers.
There we go, folks. I tell you what a night it was here for the Flatline Racing Body's Hometown Heroes. Hope everybody enjoyed it. It was a good one for myself and everybody here at the Coast to Coast Racing League. Have a good night.